All right, hi friends, we're back to do a little bit of math today. What I'd like to do before we start our new math lesson is to go back over just some of the math that we did before Easter, where we talked about different shapes. You did a great job on making your shape heroes using those 4 shapes that we had talked about. We talked about a rectangle, we talked about a circle, we talked about the triangle, and we also talked about the square. So what I'd like to do is let's go and let's take a look at the square, rectangle, and triangle. These 3 flat shapes all have sides and they all have vertices. And do you remember what a vertex is? The vertex is the corners, the points, exactly. Now the rectangle and the square both have 4 sides, and they both have 4 vertices. But the difference is the rectangle has 2 long sides and 2 short sides, and the square sides are all equal. That's what makes a square a special square, because all 4 sides are equal, okay? If I look at the triangle has 3 sides and 3 vertices. No matter how I turn it, if I put it upside down or I put it at an angle, a triangle is still a triangle if it has 3 sides and 3 vertices. Now, speaking of turning it on its side, if I take a square and turn it on its side, it looks like it's a diamond, right? But it is still a square because it has 4 equal sides and 4 vertices. Now, our friend the circle. Our friend the circle. No sides, no vertices. It goes around and around, right? No sides, no vertices to a circle. It goes around and around. Okay, so those are 4 flat shapes that we talked about. The circle, the triangle, the rectangle, and the square. And I just put that upside down again, the square, okay? Today we're going to talk about another flat shape. This is a flat shape called a hexagon. Sometimes friends think that an example of a hexagon that we might see is a stop sign. A stop sign is actually called an octagon. It has 8 sides. A hexagon, if we count the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A hexagon has 6 sides. A stop sign has 8. So we're looking at a different flat shape than a stop sign. We're talking about a hexagon here. It has 6 sides. Let's count how many vertices, how many corners a hexagon has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a hexagon has 6 sides and 6 vertices, okay? So that's the new flat shape we're talking about, is a hexagon. Now, if I take a hexagon and turn it on its side, is it still a hexagon? Yes, it is. The number of sides that it has and the vertices it has did not change, okay? So today what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about the hexagon, the last flat shape that we're going to be talking about, all right? Now what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you open up your math workbooks, okay? And in your math workbook, and I'm going to move you down here so you can see better. In your math workbook, you should be on page 641, 641, okay? And go ahead and write your name up at the top of the page, okay? And I sent these shapes out to moms and dads, so I'm asking and I'm hoping that you have your hexagon shape right here. If I take my hexagon and I start covering over all these spots, now my hexagon's a little bit bigger, but if we look carefully, if all those hexagons get put together, what is the shape that the hexagons all together is making for those bees? Very good. It's making its beehive for those bees, okay? When we are all finished with our math, I'm going to have you go back and you may use your crayons to color in the sides or color in each of those hexagons on that page, okay? And you can do it however you want, whatever colors you want. But you can go back and do that when you're finished. What I would like you to do is I'd like you to turn the page and let's take a look at number 1 in the blue circle. Can you put your finger on number 1 in the blue circle? Okay, and that word says hexagon, hexagon. That is the flat shape that we're talking about today. And if I look at my hexagon, and they have a hexagon right there for us, we counted how many sides does our hexagon have? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so let's trace our 6 here to say our hexagon has 6 sides. Now let's take a look at our hexagon again, and let's count the vertices, those points, those corners that the hexagon has. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Our hexagon has 6 vertices, okay? All right, so I'm going to keep my hexagon right up there so you can see it. Okay, now what we're going to do is let's put our finger on number 2 in the blue circle. Number 2 in the blue circle. Okay, let's name this shape. What did we say that shape was? Very good. It's a hexagon. Hexagon, okay? Now what we're going to do, how many sides does this hexagon have? Right? We said it has 6 sides. How many vertices does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 vertices. What I would like to do is compare this shape, the hexagon, to these shapes in the same row. And I want to circle the matching shape. So let's take a look at this first shape. All right, let's take a look at it. It has 1, 2, 3 sides. Well, right there, do I know, is that a match for that one? No, it is not. If it has 3 sides and 3 vertices, it must be my triangle. Very good. Let's take a look at this shape. Maybe, but let's look. Let's count the vertices on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it only has 4 vertices. Does that match that? No, it does not, because that has 6 vertices. Very good. Let's take a look at this one. Let's look at this one very closely. Let's count the sides on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides. Now we have to make sure to see if it's a match. We have to count the vertices. So let's check and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a match to that shape? Yes, it is. So we're going to circle it. Very good. And let's just check this last one and let's count the sides on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that a match to that? No, because that has 6 sides, so I know it can't be. All right, let's take a look at number 3 in the blue circle. Now let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides. Let's count the vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 vertices. That must mean if it has 6 sides and 6 vertices, it must be a hexagon. Very good. All right. It's just a little bit bigger than that. Does that make a difference? Nope, size does not make a difference because if it has 6 sides, 6 vertices, it is a hexagon. Very good. Let's take a look at these real life objects. Is there one here that is a match that is the same shape as my hexagon? Let's take a look and see. Okay, well, this is round, right? It's a watch, it's a round. It has this band around it, but that's not. The shape here is round. Very good. Let's take a look at this yield sign. Does that look like a hexagon? No. How about this pint of blueberries? No, that looks like a square to me. Ooh, how about this ruby red jewel? Let's take a look. Let's get a little closer to that one and let's just check it and make sure. All right, so let's count the sides on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So far so good, right? Let's check the vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides, 6 vertices makes it, 6 sides, 6 vertices makes it a hexagon. Very good. So there is our match. Good job, friends. All right. Now I'm going to ask you, you're going to work through this page on your own. I'm going to ask you to look very carefully. Okay? I'm going to ask you to look very carefully. Let's start with number 4 in the blue circle. We know this is a hexagon. Let's look at number 5. This is another hexagon, and number 6 is another hexagon. They just turned it on its side a little bit, but it is still a hexagon. So what I would like you to do is say the shape, compare it to the shapes in each shape in the group, and circle the matching shape. Okay? All right. So I'm going to have you pause. You do your work, and I'll do mine. Okay. If you are finished, you may go ahead and check your work. Let's take a look and see. Did I find the match? Did you find the match? Good job. Did I find the match? Did you find the match? Did I find the match? Did you find the match? Good job, friends. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the back, and we're going to use the hexagon shape to make some flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to use your hexagon shape that I sent, and I'm going to ask you to trace it, okay? And then I'm going to ask you to trace it again. Okay, so now you have 2 hexagons that are your flowers, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to make triangles using the sides of your hexagons, because you have those sides there to use to make your flowers. And then what you can do is you can color your flowers in however you would like. I'm going to make a bluish flower. Okay, I'll just do a quick color here. I'm going to make a bluish flower with these reddish petals on the outside. Okay? And what I would like you to do is to do the same thing with that hexagon shape that I sent. Okay? All right, and then after you've colored in both flowers on the back, you may go back to the front where we used all those hexagons to make a beehive, and you may go ahead and color those hexagons in however you would like. All right, my friends, good job on working on, what shape today did we work on? We worked on the hexagon. Last 2 questions. How many sides does a hexagon have? Very good. A hexagon has 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many vertices does a hexagon have? It has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, my friends. Oh, and most important question. What sign is it? Actually, I'm going to ask this question. Is a stop sign a hexagon? It is not. It is called an octagon. A stop sign has 8 sides to it. Next time you see a stop sign, I want you to count the sides to it and count the vertices on a stop sign, and you will see that it is 8 sides, 8 vertices. The hexagon, the flat shape we talked about today, has only 6 sides and 6 vertices. I want you to prove it to yourself. I want you, the next time you're out walking with mom or dad, or you're in a car and you come to a stop sign, ask mom or dad to take a couple extra seconds if you're in the car for you to count those sides and those vertices on a stop sign and prove to yourself that a stop sign is not a hexagon. All right, good job, friends.